Welcome to Time for Healing. I'm your host, Marion Porter of Star Winds. Today we have an amazing show. Our good friend Donna Gordon is back, and she's going to tell us all about tea and how tea is healing food. Oh, look at this, Donna. Hello, I'm glad you're back.
So nice to be back. You know, there's so many different aspects to traditional Chinese medicine. I remember on our last show, we were talking about Tui Na and Tong Ren and things like that, the physical and energetic aspects of Chinese medicine, Qigong, etc. But today, what I wanted to, first of all, thank you for asking me back. But today I wanted to talk about another very, very important aspect of Chinese medicine, and that is the herbal aspect. But one of the herbal aspects of Chinese medicine is the time-honored culture in China and in the Far East, in Asia, of drinking tea. Like the Koreans have their own way of drinking tea, the Japanese do, and their own types of tea that they like. So today I'm going to show you some different aspects of Chinese tea and how some of the ones that I brought are used in Chinese healing.
Wow. And look at what you got here. Can you explain what all these
Sure. These
are?
little pots here are filled about a quarter to a third of the way with, these are called yixing pots.
Yixing?
Yeah, and these are used, you know, for to make tea. And so I brought 3 different ones here. This size here is pretty good. This one's just a tiny bit bigger. This one here is, if you look at it, this one here is antique, and it's also very hand carved.
Now, what is that made out of?
It's made out of clay. They're made out of different clays.
Now those are teapots.
These are the teapots. They're
so tiny.
Yes. Well, you know, if you're going to have a lot of people over at your house, then you would use a bigger pot. So, but this is usually if you have like a table, people are pouring water into the pot and into the receptacle. This is a receptacle. This catches the tea, and I'll show you that in a moment.
Little pitcher?
This is a little pitcher, glass pitcher. Just makes it a little fancier. It's like what you pour into everybody's cup with.
You don't pour out of the little teapot there,
No.
short and stout?
Because you put a little filter in the receptacle so that a lot of the tea debris from the teapot doesn't get into the cups. Makes it a little bit cleaner for
There's
them.
a lot going on. Can I touch one of those little?
Oh, absolutely. Here you go. Be careful. I've got some tea in there already.
Look at that.
Ready to
It's
go.
adorable. This is the cutest teapot. It is like when you have tea with the dolls.
I know.
And so this is just one person's amount of tea?
Actually, it's for, you could put in a little bit more if you have more people, but for our purposes, you know, I put in enough for us today.
It's adorable.
I love them.
I've never seen anything so adorable as this. It's like right out of a kid's tea set. Now what's this little table you got going on there?
Well, for people who like tea and who like loose leaf tea, they kind of use this to do a Chinese tea ceremony. I'm not going to do all of the fancy stuff that they do, but it's just something that is central, and people will gather around the table, and the tea master, the person in charge of making sure everybody keeps having tea,
the tea master,
the tea master or mistress, will keep pouring the hot water into the pot and into this and making sure everybody has tea in their cups at all time. Because tea, just like coffee in Europe, is a social event. People will come over, you know, at lunchtime or in the afternoon, any time of day, and you bring out the tea and everybody's talking and drinking tea. It's a very social thing, and nobody uses plastic, and don't carry around your plastic cup of tea. It's made to be social, and also, you know, what I like about it, because I have this on my island at home. My husband and I enjoy tea after dinner, and I've trained him how to use all of this. But we we use it as a kind of a meditative type thing too.
Meditation?
Yes, tea. Tea is food in Chinese. It's cha. That cha. So
Cha.
when people, it's like a meal.
Tea is a meal?
Yeah, it's kind of like
For who?
for them. Like you can take a tea leaf and you can eat it. And check it out. Tea is
Can I
not
eat
just
one
a
now?
beverage. No, of course you can. Tea
Let's
is
open it up and take
yeah.
it?
Just take one. Tea is not just a
Really?
beverage. It's used as food for healing.
Let's put it in my mouth.
Sure, just take one little leaf.
Look at me. Oh, there
Try
you
it.
go. Let's put this in my mouth. Or just chew it up?
Chew it. That's oolong, or that's called da hong pao. That's a type of oolong tea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some oolong into our pot right here, and I'm going to make us some.
Oolong.
I'm going to make us some tea.
Yeah. Wow. And people just chew on these tea leaves?
Oh, you can, but they don't. They'd rather drink it.
I can
In
see
fact,
why.
one of the first ways that tea was discovered a couple of thousand years ago was
That's a lot of
when-
tea going on in there.
when that's enough for us. Was when a very important man was in his garden and he had some hot water and his cup. And so I wanted to show the people in the
viewers.
audience, the
Yes.
viewers, what the tea looks
Oh, yeah. Let's
like.
take a look at this tea. This is what I just put in my mouth, right?
Yeah. So I wanted to just show them the tea.
Look at that.
Okay.
That's a
So
fine look.
as
So
you-
those are dried up tea leaves.
Right. They're dried and they're baked, and just like a vintner has their special recipe for wine, tea masters have their special way of making their particular one. But a lot of times these tea leaves are hand rolled.
What?
People roll them into this shape here by hand, and then it's baked a few times and processed in that way.
All tea is like this? Like,
Well, some of them are made into bricks and fermented,
what?
and some of them are, as I'll show you later, there's a tea called Te Guan Yin that some of it comes in pearls. In what's
Pearls?
called little pearls.
This is quite different than the PG tips I have every morning, huh?
So what
Oh,
I'm
look at
doing
this.
here is I'm going to
The big
put
kettle
some,
into the little one. Look at this.
put some hot water, boiling water, into the tea pot. Now with Chinese tea, what's different about it than say,
So you're
like
shaking it around a
what
bit?
you see in England, is that you don't let it steep.
What?
It'll get bitter. You don't want it to steep.
You don't
want
need to
the
leave it in for
energy-
5 minutes?
No. So what I'm going to do now is-
Hey.
Well, don't worry. This isn't going to go all over the table.
What are you doing there?
I'm
Look
gonna,
at this.
I'm going to pour off the first couple of pots into
Look at
a
that.
plastic tray underneath. So
But
it's going to
why?
catch all of it. What this does is and I'm going to put just a little bit of hot water in here to heat up the receptacle so that it doesn't cool off
Oh, look at
our
that.
tea. So I'm going to just
Oh,
pour
Look
that
at that.
in there as well. And so I'm going to do another pot. What I'm doing is I'm helping to get rid of some of the caffeine.
Wait, what? Why?
Why? Because some people are very sensitive to caffeine. So in order to help that, and you can do it 3 or 4 times
Honey, aren't you
before you do
wasting
it.
tea there?
No, you can. I sometimes use a pot for 2 days
Come on.
before. No, when it loses its flavor, then it's done.
What? Mm-hmm. So now there's no more caffeine in that tea?
It's much less. And in general, tea has much less caffeine, different type of caffeine, and much less than coffee. So, for instance, I can drink tea before I go to bed. I mean, I could drink it all night and still sleep. And I'm very sensitive to caffeine. But if I have coffee, regular coffee, I'm going to be up all night.
Wow.
So now
Now
I'm pouring it into the receptacle.
receptacle. Look at that. Ooh.
Adding a little oxygenation to it. Would you care for some tea, Marion?
Oh, yes. Look at this. Who's ever had tea like this before? I should have tea like this all the time. Look at that cute little picture. There's an awful lot of cuteness here. Ooh, look at me. Now, was there anything special I do for...
Okay, I'll show you.
This begins... Ooh, that's
First
kinda
of
hot
all,
there, isn't it?
we should get into the mindset of that this is a meditative experience. You never like gulp it down.
No?
You take sips. There's a lot of energy in tea. This particular kind that I made for you right now is called Da Hong Pao. It's a kind of oolong.
Da Hong
Pao. Da Hong Pao.
Wow.
And so it's a type of oolong. So now what you want to do, hold it by the edge, the top edges, because then it's not as hot. You want to smell it, because it always smells so
smells
delicious,
good.
doesn't it? And then, because sometimes there are different levels of tea energy. So sometimes if you go up a level to like a level 3, that's a really good tea.
Now, tea energy, what is this you speak of?
It'll go right to your head. It helps. It's absolutely wonderful. Tea is wonderful. It has great healing power. Tea is used for different conditions. It can help you with digestion. There are other ones that are cooling, so they might help with any condition that is heat related in the body. Certain high blood pressures.
We already know I got that
heat.
going on.
Heat
But it's hot
related.
water, so I don't understand. Oh, shall I sip? Do we have to say anything special or do anything special?
Nope. Just take a sip.
Here we go.
And
Look at me.
just really think about it while you're doing it.
That's really good tea. Look at me. Should I put my pinky out a little bit?
You can if you'd like.
As long as that's the only finger I put
But
out.
it's really, really excellent, excellent quality tea.
Now, what is this? What is supposed to be happening now as I sip gently?
We're enjoying, and we're enjoying each other's company. We're enjoying the tea, and we're enjoying being with the audience today.
I love you guys. Yes, yes, to the audience.
And to each other.
And to you, Donna Gordon, I love you, and I love that little jacket you got on.
Oh, thank you.
It's you. It's fantastic. And we just sit here and enjoy
We
the
just
tea? Now, what's with the
Sit
little
and
cup?
we talk and we talk.
What's with
well,
the
I
cup?
mean,
I
we
can
want to
kinda
make
see
sure
through
we want to make sure that this is like a normal size cup.
It's tiny.
In China, you don't want to be.
So we don't
you
have a
want to be
big
gulping.
handled
Yeah.
cup.
Yeah.
Just a
so
little,
we in America are so used to having large. Like when I was over in Barcelona and ordering a coffee in the airport there, they had regular, large, American.
Oh.
So I mean, I think that tells us something about what we expect here in America.
So how do we try any more teas? Should I
Well-
just gulp this down?
We'll just drink it down.
It's kind of hot, huh?
Very good.
That's a very tasty tea. And
It's warming.
Now you only had it
very
in
pleasant.
there. You only swished it around for a little bit after you did your little pouring off there.
Generally,
So-
darker teas are used.
It still has a lot of color to it.
It does, and it's going to get even richer color.
How?
The more because the tea leaves are wet now, and so it's going to get better and better and better.
That's counterintuitive.
Oh no, it gets better because the tea is more wet, and the color is going to come out more.
I
In
can
the
only
first
get
pot-
about 2
in the
cups.
first pot, it's
though.
lighter, then it gets darker.
But I can only get 2 cups out of my PG Tips. That's all like a powder tea.
It's not Chinese tea.
Oh, there you are.
You see? Okay, would you like to try a different one?
Yes.
Okay, so this next one
I love these little teapots.
I have for you is like Da Hong Pao. I mix that with a darker tea that comes in bricks.
Bricks?
It's fermented and it's aged and it's put into bricks. It's considered to be a black tea, and
Fermented?
what it does is so we put that in. That is used for digestive issues. It warms
Ooh.
up the stomach.
Let's have some
keeps the
digestive
fire.
issues tea.
This one here.
Oh.
This one here is red tea. This
Red
is
tea.
more what people think of, that ladies like to drink the red tea, and it has more of a red color
can't
to
wait.
it. So,
Are you going to pour it off again?
Of course.
It's just
I know you like to see that, so
I
of course
do.
I'm going to
It's
do
the greatest thing in the world. Okay, everybody, watch. It's going to happen. Oh, I can't tell. That's just the greatest thing I've ever seen. And you're going to do it again, huh?
Of course I am.
Got to remove that caffeine. Wow. So nobody ever tries to drink the stuff out of the drawer?
No.
Look at us. Let's just do half a cup because we still got one more tea to get through and we're past the halfway mark. So earlier I ate a tea leaf.
So if you look at this one, it's almost orange.
It is.
If you look at it, and it gets a little bit darker orange, but it keeps more of an orange-red color. If you bring your glass, your cup over here, I'll be happy to give you some. So watch out for the pot here.
So earlier you let me chew on a tea leaf, and here we're doing everything in our power to keep them out. I'm not sure what's. That's a curious thing. You can have them. It's not good to have the tea leaf just floating around in your tea.
Oh, you can have it that way, but in a tea ceremony, we don't usually do that.
Oh, so nobody chews on the tea in a tea ceremony?
Not usually.
Only in this one. Ooh, look at that.
Has a different flavor to it. This is more of a
smells delicious.
very, very enjoyable red tea. This is called Hong Cha. Hong means
cha.
red. Cha means tea, so red tea. It's very, very, very good.
Can we taste it now?
Oh, of course. Hold on a second.
Yes. Look.
This is considered to be also a black type of tea, but it has a very, very distinct flavor to it.
That's tasty tea.
Yes, very good. It really is very enjoyable.
I don't know which one I like better. Better one, better two. I can't choose. It's delicious tea. Look at me drinking tea.
Of course, you're not having this kind here is not the kind that you get in the grocery store. This is the kind you get from a quality tea place that sells, really good, organic, non-pesticide tea.
Really?
So the best tea comes from the oldest trees, because the older the tree, the deeper the roots. And the deeper the roots, they get the purer water in the ground, and they also get better minerals. So the tea, of course, it goes to the health of the tree, and the leaves are spectacular. And especially if they're higher up in the mountain, that's even better.
Wow. Oh, let's go with the next
that
tea
really
before the show's over. I like this tea.
So let me just show the people the second tea, how it is maybe a little bit different. This is also a rolled tea.
A rolled tea?
Exactly. So I just wanted to show the viewers.
Now, what does rolled tea mean?
It means each of the leaves are rolled by hand.
Come on, who does that?
They have tea workers, people who work on tea processing plants
Wow.
that do that.
Do they wear gloves?
This is not tea. Oh, of course, this is not tea that you put in bags. Tea that you put in bags is usually the stuff that is the stuff left over from the processing. It's not the good stuff.
My PG Tips is nothing but floor scraps?
Could be.
No.
So this last one is called Te Guan Yin. So it's Guan Yin tea.
Oh, Guan Yin. Look at that.
So it comes in what's like little pearls. The tea is rolled up into.
pearl?
Sure, you can certainly take a look at that.
I want to taste one.
They're
Where else are you gonna chew on tea? Look at that.
so this is considered to be a oolong.
This leaf tastes good.
This is also an oolong, but it's a lighter tea. I like this because it's cooling for my body.
That's a delicious tea leaf.
So if I decide to, I'm actually, because this one is, we're pressed a little bit for time,
Yeah.
I'm not going to pour this one off. I'm just going to put it
Yeah, let's
right
have the caffeine.
into
That's
the
right,
thing.
my girl. Let's have the caffeine. Yeah.
So what you do is you don't want it you want to keep the energetics. You want to keep the good parts of the tea. I like this
The
because
energetics. Now this is fascinating to me. I don't often think of tea as having an energetic.
all food is energetic, and all food, according to in Chinese medicine and in
that's a
Chinese
yellow
theory,
tea.
this is a yellow tea.
I can't wait.
This is a lighter tea, and it is named for the goddess Guan Yin.
Oh yeah. Wow. It smells like flowers. We got 5 minutes left. To 5 more minutes. Oh, you've brought 3 very different flavored teas. Now, what healing properties does this tea have?
I use this one as a cooling down tea.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So in general, the darker the tea, the more warming it is going to be on the body. So if somebody has no digestive fire, in which to, and they're having a lot of stomach acid, etc.
GERD.
Then GERD is exactly what you do is you would give them a tea that it's called cold stomach is the condition that they usually have. Their stomach is not cooking the food. So what we do is we give them a dark warming tea to help give that stomach some fire. Now, if you have a condition that's heat related, such as high blood pressure where the heat's rising and going into the heart, something like this would be a better tea. But you don't want to be too cold. I like a green pu'er for that, and dark pu'er for the digestive.
Pu'er.
Pu'er. P-U
Oh yeah.
hyphen E-H-R or E-R. So it's very, very good. Would you like a little bit more of the Guan Yin?
Yeah.
I really like this one. But you can use a little bit warm. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Look at us. So tea is not just something to drink
Tea is
before the food comes.
So on those days where I feel like I need cooling down, I will have a green tea or a white tea. There's even tea that is stuffed into tangerine peel.
Stop.
And it's used. White tea is it has very high in vitamin C, lots of antioxidants in it, and tangerine peel, of course, has vitamin C. And so you could use that to ward off the flu or to help you recover from the flu.
It's stuffed
quicker.
into you just chew on it?
They take all the insides out of a tangerine, and then they stuff it and they age it for 6 years or more.
Oh, I bet that's tasty.
It is, and then they put white tea in it, and it's a wonderful thing to drink for winter. It's wonderful. You can even make a tea for digestive issues out of tangerine peel. So not just tea leaves are used for medicine, but all kinds of different herbs. I didn't bring like other different formulas.
Well, that's because we'll have another show.
Of course.
2 years from now. You heard it here first. All right. I love you, Donna Gordon.
Love you.
This is fascinating, learning about tea. Look at us. Let's just toast our viewers. Thank you for watching this episode of Time for Healing. Look forward to seeing you for the next one. And get yourself some tea and do a little bit of this. This is fantastic. See you next time.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.